Something tells me that Quentin Tarantino doesn't necessarily want this title to be talked about, really. But I'm going to talk about it because I think it's a pretty good movie. You know, it's not the greatest, it's not even great. It's a little better than serviceable, though. And it's called Destiny Turns on the Radio. Now, let me go ahead and say this. It's kind of like a thesis statement. Destiny Turns on the Radio is no real deep theme. It doesn't really have a theme. Destiny Turns on the Radio is a nice little love story with a little bit of fantasy mixed in, and it's a feel-good movie. But now, because I'm pretty sure most of you are here because I mentioned Quentin Tarantino, let me make some comments as far as how he got involved, and which is a mix of fact, or at least IMDb fact, so take it as you will, and just some general observations by me. Let's remember that Quentin Tarantino really started out as an actor, with a frame of mind as an actor. He went to acting school, was taught under the dude who played Roscoe P. Coltrane in Dukes of Hazzard, the TV series. Had bit parts, say like an Elvis impersonator on The Golden Girls. Makes a little movie on my best friend's birthday, and I'm not even sure the people at Live Video or whatever saw that. But he makes Reservoir Dogs. Sells a script for True Romance that gets made in the year afterwards. So Reservoir Dogs is 92, True Romance is 93. 94, we see the release of Natural Born Killers and Pulp Fiction. Tarantino has had a pretty decent career compared to most of us. Because 90% of us want to be directors, are not going to be directors. You have to settle with, well, as far as, you know, if a kid who uses watercolors to paint a picture could call himself a painter, I'd call myself an artist. Anyway. Apparently, IMDb has it that Quentin Tarantino signed on to do this movie 2 days before winning the Palme d'Or for Pulp Fiction. Now, with the next bit of information I'm about to tell you, it paints an interesting picture in Tarantino's mind as far as how he was thinking of his career at the time. If you were to watch the end credits, and you won't find this on Wikipedia, maybe you'll find this on IMDb. I don't believe it was on IMDb. There is a special thanks to the Sundance Institute for Destiny Turns on the Radio. No, let's backtrack. The Sundance Institute had a good job in having Reservoir Dogs be made. So, maybe Tarantino didn't think his career was going to shoot off like it did, which is the right thing for him to have done. That was good. Because I wouldn't pin all my hopes and dreams on maybe winning the Palme d'Or, particularly when the Three Colors trilogy was concluding at that particular Cannes Film Festival. And he goes back to his roots. Okay, Sundance. Why not? I mean, he met Terry Gilliam there, so, you know, do that. And, of course, he gets the Palme d'Or, becomes a worldwide sensation, the rock god of movie directing. Of film, really. And it's interesting to see how that's kind of played for Destiny Turns on the Radio. Unless if you want to spend the $3 to rent or buy the movie on Paramount's YouTube page, you only got a 30-second TV spot, which doesn't really tell you or give you a lot about the movie. You know. Or you got this HBO home video trailer that lasts 2 minutes and a half. And you know, it's fucking funny because there's a good nugget, not a good portion, but a good nugget of Tarantino's performance in that trailer. And what did you know? They used Miserable Lou. That, of course, Tarantino made famous with Pulp Fiction. And it's interesting that Destiny Turns on the Radio was maybe the first of the real big, oh, let's go after that Tarantino money movies. Anyway, as far as the Tarantino connection is concerned from this point on, Tarantino plays the movie's namesake, and the movie's namesake is not the main character. In a way. But, well, that's semantics. Tarantino plays Johnny Destiny. And Johnny Destiny is a personification of destiny. Came down from heaven, a lightning bolt struck a pool of water, and voila, there he is. Lightning, being a real elemental force in this film, happens to be kind of like what happens in lightning storm. Marks when Julian, this character Julian, breaks out of jail. He breaks out of jail, meets Johnny Destiny on the side of the road. Thank God Johnny Destiny has, half a gallon of water with him, with a car that Julian kind of recognizes as his brother's, and drops him off at Las Vegas. You can't see where this is going. Anyway, Julian's story as to how come he went to jail is like this. He and his brother, Thoreau, Julian and Thoreau, decide, hey, we're going to go to rob this bank. And we're going to do a damn good job at it. And then, as far as Julian is concerned, he's going to take his betrothed, Lucille, to Acapulco. And they're going to spend the rest of their lives spending, as maybe a certain Tarantino script would have it, Jackie Brown. But, of course, it doesn't turn out that way. Lucille has had a sudden change of heart. And at first she's like, no, let's leave the money and just leave. Okay, she knows the cops are going to get to Julian sooner or later. Just being realistic. And Julian has his grandiose visions and whatnot. And cops get to Julian, with Julian finding out, hey, the hotel room you were at this Marilyn Monroe themed hotel, it's been trashed, and she'll always keep a little place in her heart just for you, Julian. And that's where the story kind of like starts off, and you just keep on going on and on from there. I'm pretty sure that Tarantino did do a pass at the script. The script was written by Robert Ramsey and Matthew Stone. Now, let me just Google. Let's see, Robert Ramsey. Yeah, no, this ain't good. Oh, this ain't good at all. Ooh. Well, I was thinking maybe the two writers on this film maybe would have been somewhat related to Tarantino by way of having worked on video archives. Apparently not. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure that would have been on some pages. But you got Robert Ramsey and Matthew Stone. There's a couple of Matthew Stones, apparently. Although evidently they both seem to work together pretty nicely. Anyway, I'm pretty sure Tarantino made a certain pass at this script, just because there's certain patterns to Tarantino's dialogue as far as the repetition of words is concerned, which kind of helps set up a iambic pentameter. But it's also certain turn of phrases. I don't think that a Tarantino script has featured this phrase, but I do know, at least in some interviews, he's used it too sweet. Like, say, you're gonna get your ass fucking kicked out if you're too sweet if you keep pulling that bullshit. Kind of like that. And, just certain things with the pattern of the dialogue makes me think Tarantino did a pass, which doesn't seem unlikely. Okay, you got a Palme d'Or winner with critics praising the script above anything else working for you on a movie. You're gonna want him to do a rewrite. But anyway, Tarantino does a pretty good job. In fact, I'd say a damn good job as far as his portrayal of Johnny Destiny is concerned, because maybe Tarantino got to do his most naturalistic performance here. You know, he's not playing someone with an inferiority complex like in From Dusk Till Dawn. He's not playing an uber perv like in Planet Terror. And, you know, this is kind of like his second best role since Death Proof, I would say, with him playing the bartender. You know, his anachronisms, Tarantino's anachronisms, they just seem to fit what, at least in my opinion, a personification of Destiny would have about himself. And it works. It works. And it helps really tie the movie together. It definitely keeps away the boredom. Because I've only seen the movie once so far. I've only seen the movie once. And yeah, I was in it for the Tarantino. Yeah. Probably I'm gonna watch it again and probably enjoy it more. But you know, Tarantino's participation in this movie really did good. Now, as for everyone else, you know, you got Bobcat Goldthwait. You got the dude who was in Repo Man as the nut who got to go inside of the charmed, repo vehicle and whatnot. He plays Julian's father. Does a great job. The weird dude from Men in Black 1, and I think it was in 2, yeah, as different roles. Oh, and he was also in Scary Movie 2. He plays Lucille's manager. Yeah. And he does a great job. It was good to see a supporting cast. There was like maybe one newcomer of the 90s, you know, up-and-comers, you know, which I put Steve Buscemi and whatnot in. It's kind of like, you know, those character actors who are just starting to get their start. But you got these other actors from the 80s and whatnot. You got Jim Belushi. And they're just doing a good job. It really helps bring the movie together. Helps give it a little bit more charm. Now, you would think, maybe, going back to Tarantino's involvement, and also because this really helped form an impression on me before I sat down and watched the movie. It would seem from the trailers, at least, I did not read the synopsis off of Wikipedia, that this fits kind of like Tarantino's early to middle 90s kind of penchant for his stories that always included a couple usually on the run because of criminal activity, whether they meant for it or not. More oftentimes they meant it. And it's not that way here. Julian is a criminal, no doubt about it. Now, he's not crazy like, say, Woody Harrelson's character in Natural Born Killers. And he's not like Honey Bunny from Pulp Fiction. Nah, he just wanted to do this one robbery so that way he and Lucille would be happy forever in Acapulco. Julian just wants to have a good career. Particularly in the 3 years while Julian was in prison. A good career singing. And it's just that. It's a sweet story of how they come back together. With, of course, Jim Belushi having to pop in. Johnny Destinty popping in to really help out Julian and Lucille. And, of course, the cops. Which they come in a couple of different forms. And that's all that has to be said about this movie, really. It's just a sweet thing. There isn't, like, any themes. You know, this movie isn't really about anything subtextually. It's just a nice little story. It's a cute story. And that's all it is. Tarantino gives a good performance. I'm pretty sure he did the pass at the script. And it just all comes together well. It's a feel-good movie. And I hope they release onto Blu-ray or DVD sometime soon, because this is part of Tarantino's repertoire that isn't bad. Now, did he ultimately become an actor? No, he did not become an actor. What he did do, however, was act in a couple movies, and some people like his performances in some movies, others don't. I say this is one of his good performances. I give it a 6.5 out of 10. It's a good, feel-good movie. Yeah. Okay, well, that's my piece on Destiny Turns on the Radio. Probably going to be one of the only videos about this movie that you see here on YouTube, so I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.